In example 3, we're going to solve for the value of the variable. We want to look at the diagrams and see what we can determine from the diagrams. In other words, are we given that a couple angles are congruent? Do we know what kind of triangle it is, etc. So if we look at A, we can see that we have two angle marks here, and each one has the same number of arcs, just one arc. And so when you're given that, the symbology here is that angle S is congruent to angle P. And we also know that the sides opposite of congruent angles in a triangle will also be congruent. So 12 will be congruent to x plus 3, meaning that their measures are the same. And maybe I shouldn't have said congruent to x plus 3, but to that expression perhaps. And what we want to do here is we want to set each one of these equal. Those sides are congruent, their measures are equal. You can guess here, and x is going to be 9. 9 is the only thing that makes this statement true. Or if you'd like to, you could subtract 3. And I hope you didn't hear the dog there, but I probably think that you did. He likes to sit on the bed, which is right above this room. Anyway, moving on. So x is equal to 9. In part B here, we're given a triangle. We've got a couple angle measures. We don't know this one, but we do have some tick marks here. Notice that there's one tick mark on each one of these sides, and so we could go to the angles opposite of them, and we know that those are congruent. Their measures are equal. So y for this one must be 50. Be careful. You need to verify that those two are opposite of the others of the congruent sides. If they're not, then you have to do a little bit of different figuring. For C here, we've got a triangle with a couple sides that are labeled y and 9, and then we have two angle marks here with each one having one arc, and so those angles are congruent. So we would go opposite of each one of those, and we know then that y is equal to 9. Looking at C, we're given a triangle LMN here, and we have LM congruent to MN, and we know also, oops, and that should have been an X here. I'm not sure how that, what happened there. So anyways, we've got two congruent sides. The angles opposite of them are going to be congruent. So X must be 52. Not too much solving going on here for this one. Might get into some other problems here soon where we'll have to do a little bit of extra work, but for now, seems to be the case. D here, we've got two angles that are congruent. The sides opposite of them are also congruent, meaning that their measures are equal. And you could guess here and say, hey, 12 is the thing that works. Or you could subtract 4, either way. So y would be equal to 12 in this case. I like to always go back just to make sure I've done what the directions asked me to do. And so we can go up here, we could say, hey, what did I need to do? Did I need to solve for the value of the variable? Am I trying to find side lengths or angle measures? What am I asked to do? And this one just says solve for the value of the variable. So we are all set.